Alright everybody, definitely a sad video today. Not the usual on the channel, because as many of you know, it doesn't need to be said again, but we lost, in my opinion, the greatest guitar player that ever has been and ever will be, and I don't even really know what to say, in the video, because a lot of you guys know I would have never started playing guitar without Eddie. So it's kind of crazy to think about this person that you've never met, and yet he he completely changed the direction of your life. Like, who knows what I would be doing right now if it wasn't for that moment that I heard Eddie, and I thought, well, why don't I make a video and share Van Halen stories? Because, like I said, even though I never met him, doesn't mean I don't have stories of Van Halen. And maybe you guys can leave comments, either paying respect to Eddie or list your own memories. Because my first ever memory of Eddie is the one that, changed everything for me. And that was, I've told the story before, but it was my dad playing me, Hot for Teacher. So the whole story is basically I was, obsessed with this band called Creed. And I loved all their music and all that kind of stuff. And one day my dad was just sick of hearing Creed, and he said, "Son, let me play you some real music." And I was like, "All right." And he pulls out this old CD case, and it has the baby smoking the angel smoking a cigarette, and he turns it on. I remember the intro to 1984, the actual song called 1984. It kicks in, and I'm like, whoa! It just sounds huge. And he's like, yeah, that's that, played keyboard, but I didn't know who he meant by Eddie, and then, sure enough, he, skips through a few songs, and you hear the drum, just start happening in there, and I'm like, whoa, and I was like, it's not like a motorcycle, like, I didn't know it wasn't a motorcycle. He's like, no, that's Alex Van Halen, and I just remember him, he's like, just hold on, and all of a sudden you hear, Eddie just tears in. Sorry, my hoodie's muting the strings. I'm gonna play everything crappy, I guarantee you. Then he just comes in. I'm like, what is this? And my dad's answer was so simple. He said, that's Eddie Van Halen, boy. And, the best guitar player ever. And sure enough, man, from that point on, I was hooked. I was like, I want to do that. Now, little did I know, I'd chosen to want to play like the guitar player that no one will ever play like. But, my dad, I think he saw how much I was just like engulfed in it. I'd never heard Van Halen before. And the next day he took me to go get, he wanted to get Diver Down because he wanted me to hear Full Bug. He really wanted me to hear Intruder and Pretty Woman and all that kind of stuff. He was like, no, you got to hear Intruder. He's like, it's all these crazy sounds. There's not really notes. He said, but it's all Eddie and his guitar. And, then he's like, oh, and you got to hear Ice Cream Man, got to hear that. So we went out and we bought Van Halen 1 and we bought Diver Down. And sure enough, man, Intruder, all those crazy sounds that Eddie's making on there. And I was just like, this is insane, And it was just like, that was the start of it all, for me. So the fact that Eddie's gone is so, I don't know. I would have never expected it to like hit me so hard. But my buddy Michael texted me, and I read the text, and I was just like, dude, please, like, no, this is like one of those hoax, right? Like, this isn't real. I mean, we all know, any like diehard, EVH fan knows that Eddie's been having health issues. But I was like, there's no way that can be true. And, and sure enough, it was true. And I was legitimately just sad and hurt. And I'm like, man, that was like, I've never hesitated once when someone asks, who's your favorite guitar player? Eddie Van Halen. There is no, oh, this other guy's really up there too. But it's like, no, it's Eddie Van Halen. It was never, there never was a second number one. He was always number one, and he always will be number one. Who inspired you to play Eddie Van Halen? Who made you want to play Eddie Van, everything. Eddie, always number one. From the moment I heard Eddie, he was number one. And you know, and I see his playing. You know, I'm sure we all do this. You just see it scattered throughout your own playing. All the little things that I would pick up from, like the Hot for Teacher solo, however it goes, I don't know note for note, but you know, I just wanted to make a video of just like a thank you to Eddie for all the years of inspiration, and he'll never stop inspiring us. You know, I mean, I think we should all be thankful that we have all this catalog that he, you know, was nice enough to give us of just music. And like I said, I really don't know what to say. Just, you know, sad that he's gone, you know, in some form. You know, he'll, like I said, he'll live forever with us, because we'll always remember Eddie Van Halen. I remember I finally got to see him in 2007. They announced a reunion tour, and you know, the Diamond Dave era of Van Halen is my favorite Van Halen. I love Van Hagar too. Don't get me wrong, but you know, obviously, if you're starting out with 1984 and going to dive down, you know, the David Lee era, that's your stuff. If that's what you started with, and that's where I started. And 2007, Q Arena, Cleveland. It was David Lee Roth's birthday. I remember we had horrible seats. That was, you know, I was it might have been 17, 2007. I don't know how old I was. 17, 18, something like that. And even the bad seats, you know, were $80. I waited in line at Kroger, you know, to try to get our tickets. So we got our, you know, $80 tickets. I think my shirt was $45 or $50, and I literally had my EVH shoes. Eddie had finally come out with shoes, you know, and I had they were too big, but it was the only size I could get. So you know, I had my shoes on, and I wore those shoes and that shirt until they basically just like fell apart. They were like, there was nothing left. And I had the shoes; they were duct taped together, because I was like, no, these are my Van Halen shoes, you know. And I got to see them. I remember they came out and Eddie played Happy Birthday on his guitar to David Lee Roth. And I remember the blimps coming out, and they were just kind of circling the arena. And all of a sudden you just hear, you know, and Eddie, bow, he was still jumping around on the stage, and it's crazy, you know. So I got to see him, and you know, unfortunately Michael Anthony was not there, but I got to see Eddie and David together, and man, they did everything you wanted them to play. They did it, and man, you know, it's so many good memories. And then, you know, later on, when I started teaching guitar, I would have students who had never heard of Van Halen. I remember, I don't know if it was Greer. It might not have been Greer. It was someone else. I'd be like, oh, I've never heard of Van Halen. Or then they'd be like, oh, I've seen him on Guitar Hero or something like that, you know. I'd be like, go listen to some Van Halen. And it wouldn't be long, and they'd be coming, can you show me this song? You know, and they'd want to learn like DOA or, you know, You Really Got Me. They just go, or they'd come in there with Atomic Punk or Fire, you know, I'm on fire. So many great things came from Eddie. So this is just, I wanted to pay my respects to like I said, the guitar player who started it all for me. And there's a lot of you guys I know who he started it all for you too. So huge loss for all of us, and you know, an even huger, and even larger loss for the Van Halen family. So I can't imagine how they're all feeling over there. So I think that's it. I'll leave it off. This video is not monetized or anything like that. I don't want to ever make money off of something like this. So I just wanted to pay my respect to Eddie. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.